what's happening, Cucumber Squad, and welcome back to the Fables Fear Now. This track by SHAMAN, this is actually called Stand Up. I Google translated the title this time, at least I know what it says. SHAMAN, so many people have asked me to react to this. There's been like a influx of requests for this particular song, and they asked if I could react to this one. The last song we reacted to, very patriotic song. Good song, good voice. But I cannot tell you how many people have said this one, just do this one. So I'm not entirely sure what we're in for over here, but let's see. We've got CCs, which is great. We'll see what he's also talking about, and yeah, we'll chat from there. Let's get into it. Let's go.
Встанем, пока еще с вами мы живы, и правда за нами. Там сверху на нас кто-то смотрит родными глазами. Они улыбались, как дети, и в небо шагали. Встанем и ближе к ним станем. Встанем, пока с нами рядом Господь и истина с нами. Мы скажем спасибо за то, что победу нам дали.
Beautiful voice so far. I think his voice is fantastic. You can see this is another patriot. This guy is a super passionate, super patriotic Russian singer. Right? You can see it comes through his demeanor. You can see it all over him. You know, you can see he absolutely, unequivocally loves his country. Right?
Спасибо за то, что победу нам дали. За тех, кто нашел свое небо и больше не с нами. Встанем и песню затянем. Встанем, и бьется сильнее в груди наша вечная память между нами.
Wow, yeah, this dude's got some punch in his voice. I did not expect that. Wow, this guy's got some punch in his voice, man. Wow.
И бьется сильнее в груди наша вечная память между нами. Герои России останутся в наших сердцах до конца. Встанем и вспомним всех тех, кого в этом огне потеряли. Кто шел умирать за свободу, а не за медали. Я знаю, что мы обязательно.
Okay, so I can see obviously this is again, very patriotic guy. He's obviously talking about the Russian military, the Russian heroes that go out to fight for Russia. You see, the thing is, you see how I see this kind of thing? I see this as politics is an unbelievably political game that's completely self-serving to an individual who is just so engrossed in power that human life doesn't matter. And I'm saying that this is from all empires, right? The moment you get big enough to become bullies, you know, all empires become bullies, right? From the western side, the eastern side, it doesn't actually matter. And I tend to believe that all these people, as they see, the ordinary person that sees like their military and the people who serve their country as, you know, as heroes, they 100% are heroes. But I believe they die for cowards. And I believe they sent out by cowards to die for cowards and to kill for cowards. Right? And that being the political elite across the world, around the globe, in all the superpowers of the world, right? I genuinely believe that they're so subsumed with power that nothing else matters. Murder runs the globe. Actually, there's a song about that from the UK where in order to achieve certain objectives, these politicians don't really care about what's happening on the ground because they're not on the ground, right? And they send young, innocent, pure people to fight their battles. And yes, to become heroes. But in doing so, there's something about that always says, like, they didn't have to lose their lives for that. They really do. Specifically in today's day and age, they didn't have to lose their lives. The majority of wars are fought for interests. The majority of wars are fought for money. The majority of wars are fought for power across the sphere, across the spectrum. Whether we're talking about Russia, whether we're talking about the USA, whether we talk about China, the moment countries are at a point where there are superpower status, a level of humanity goes out the window because you feel like you've got the bigger stick and you can do whatever you want in the world. And only the poor and only the innocent suffer for that, right? And then what happens is that they try to play that up as something that is great. Uncle Sam, the heroes of Russia, the heroes of China, all that kind of vibe, right? They try to play it. And the thing is that these kids that go out and be cannon fodder for these powerful leaders, right, are doing it with a purity in their hearts because they're going out there believing that what they're doing is for their people. So their hearts are pure. They're going out there saying, I'm doing this for my country, right? But a lot of the times, more often than not, they're not. They're doing it for the interests of a man that is unbelievably wealthy, or men that are unbelievably wealthy, right? That use them as cannon fodder. And it is not something that is only happening in Russia. It is not something that is only happening in America. It is not something that's only happening in China, right? It's a terrible thing that humanity has got, that powerful men use young, innocent souls that are pure to the core and loyal to the core as cannon fodder for their ideologies and narratives. And that's why I cannot stand wars on any front. I don't care what it is. I can't stand the decimation of human life. I don't care on what front, right? And I most certainly cannot stand the excuses for why they do it around the world. I just can't do it. Human life should be preserved. Human life should be something that we nurture. Human life should be something that we should love. And we're once again turning it into hatred. And then, propping our heroes on pedestals while we willingly sent them out to fight for interests of a very few elites. That's my take on it, right? So I think where Shaman's coming from is very pure. It's very pure because I think he's singing it for the soldiers. I think it's the soldiers who lost their lives. It's a very pure place that he's coming from, right? But the part where I'm speaking of is that why they are sent to die comes from a very impure place, right? But at least he gets to sing for the people he loves, which I'll respect.
Я знаю, что мы обязательно встретимся с вами. Встанем и снова затянем. Встанем, и бьется сильнее в груди наша вечная память между нами. Встанем, герои России останутся в наших сердцах.
You can just see the passion in his face. It's like it's incredible. It's got so much conviction in the way he sings. It's coming all the way from the core, right? And say what you will about anyone, even the West, say what they will about Russia and things like that. This is a very proud, very patriotic people, right? Right or wrong, it makes no difference. They are very proud, very patriotic people, and so they should be. I kind of feel like the West has lost that. The West hates themselves. You don't see this today in the West. You don't see this level of passion, this level of conviction, this level of belief in their own culture. And make no mistake, the West has made many mistakes. They've got a lot to repent for in history, right? But it doesn't mean you hate your people. It doesn't mean you hate your culture. It doesn't mean you hate your heritage. Every civilization has made mistakes, right? But it doesn't mean that you deracinate yourself from your society, right? And I think it's something that the Western world has lost, is that power and passion and unification and loyalty to their people. They actually believe that their people are poisonous. They believe that their people are poisonous, and they believe that their culture is poisonous. And it's not true. It's not true. It really isn't true. And it's not true for any culture. It's not true for any nation. Every nation is beautiful in each way, and every nation makes and has made mistakes in the past in their own ways, right? It does not mean that you hate your people for it, right? The moment you do that, your entire society dies, and we are on life support in the West. Mark my words.
Наша вечная память между нами. Встанем, герои России останутся в наших сердцах до конца.
That delivery was absolutely insane. I haven't heard or seen or felt an artist on our side of the world that has delivered that kind of passion towards their own people for a while. There used to be this, but that is, it's like a war cry. That was unbelievably powerful. I mean, I stand with the idea of holding your soldiers up as heroes. I don't stand with the idea of why and who sent them to gain that title. I think that you would rather not have them die heroes, and rather them lived as heroes. That's my personal opinion. But then again, I'm not one for wars. I'm one for a beating heart is unbelievably important, and those who seek to destroy that will never, ever, ever get my adulation. They will never, ever, ever get my approval. I do not care what language they speak. I do not care what side of the world they come from. Death is death, and death is wrong. I love you all. Please stay safe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.